Yo, sir, it is your boy, Best Worst X, and we are back with
Nandis World, let's go.
alright, so Nandis World.
Nandis World.
We want to start there, man. How'd you get the name?
Originally my name is Fernando, and I always was called Nandi for my nickname short. And then it's as a music artist I was always called Nandi, but I had a hard time people searching me up on YouTube, Google, because it was just too simple. An Indian singer kept popping up, so my IG name was Nandis World, but never took it as an artist name until one day I finally decided to make it to Nandis World. You know what I mean? So,
Okay, okay. So, what's your origin? Where'd you start off and
so
all that?
what happened was music has always been around in my life since a kid. You know what I mean? And I had my boy who came out from New York as a kid. Probably I was fourth grade. He's fifth grade. He moved in as my next door neighbor growing up in the city. He will always say, born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens, and he will always bump to Wu Tang, Nas, you know what I mean, MOP, like all these New York cats. And one day he was just coming by and was like, "Yo, Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with." And I looked at him crazy, like, "Wu Tang Clan? What the fuck is Wu Tang Clan?" And he was like, "What? Son, you don't know what the fuck is Wu Tang Clan?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what the fuck is Wu Tang Clan." Like, he took it straight to the heart, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if I offended him on some crazy shit. And then he sat me down, took me to his crib, and we started listening to every single hip hop track with Wu Tang Clan. Then from there, went to like Mobb Deep, then DMX, then you know what I mean, the Locks, and it just kept going on. And that's how like the start of me getting into the hip hop culture itself. So it all started. That's where I say it started. And then
Okay.
as years go by, you know what I mean, that's how I started getting into it.
But like, what genre would you say your shit is in?
Oof. It's kind of different right now. Um, I do drill music, but it's mainstream and it's not street shit. You know what I mean? The thing is, when you hear drill music, you expect it to be like drugs, money, ass, all that shit. But it's drill beats with that UK drill sound, but changed into a modern mainstream sound, and it's infused with my hip hop because it's conscious. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
something. It's I'm in my own lane kind of because there's nobody else doing what I'm doing or sound similar to how I sound.
Okay. Okay. I seen that you have your own like challenge or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, first I had the what was it? The sriracha challenge. I have sriracha bottles on me. I should have brought some sriracha bottles in here. I got them in my car, but I got sriracha bottles. Meeting up with friends, dancing with the bottles and stuff like that, and fans and stuff like that. And then I also had the other challenge, which was we like to party challenge, where I had people doing the dance and steps, kind of like the cha cha cha, but Nandi's dance challenge. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Okay. So as have you wait? So you haven't grown up here your whole life, or how did all that go?
so I grew up in PA from the age born in Reading, and I was raised out here to probably like just about turning 21. The moment I turned like 21, I had moved to Florida, and I lived in Florida for about like what 4 years, 5 years, and then from Florida I moved to then Atlanta, Georgia, and I lived out there. But then when I lived in Florida, I used to work for famous artists, and I used to build stages for all these famous artists and traveling the whole United States and shit. So I would be in like New Orleans. I lived in Florida, but I was barely in Florida, which is the crazy part. I was always in like New Orleans, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And then if I was in Florida, I was always like in Miami and shit like that, because all these big artists would be doing tours in all these big cities and shit like that. So
So out of the connections that you probably made back then, have you thought about using any of them as features, or have you used them as features?
the thing is, when you work for these famous artists, when you work with these companies, you meet these famous artists, but the thing is, you're not allowed to like talk to them unless they come up to you, because it's like 100, 200 of us, and we building these stages for them. But if they do get to talk to you, you know what I mean. But as far as artists I met, no really connection. You know what I mean? Because they did just to make their money and do their thing. But I mean, I have met a few people in the industry, and I would say it's kind of like, even though if you know a few people, it's still kind of hard to use that connect.
Right.
Because the thing is, when you meet people in the industry, everybody's always on the go. So in order to try to build like a relationship with somebody, it's kind of hard when somebody's on the go and you're on the go. And then when you're talking to them, you only get like a message here and there every few days and shit, because we all busy making money, doing our own thing. So it's kind of hard. But as of right now, we'll see what I'll do in the future. It's just knowing when the moment is right. It's kind of a little bit hard right now, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so let's give out a shout out. Who was one of like your most favorite features that you probably worked with?
Artist wise, a lot of my music is very solo music. There's only probably been like 2 artists I did features with.
Okay.
I'm kind of greedy with the beats, you know what I mean? But this next year I'm switching it up so I can have features with artists. But I had Vivi on my new track that just dropped like a few days ago. The song's called "Let's Take a Vacay." She's an R&B singer, never rapped before anything, and I threw her on a drill beat.
Okay.
And she sang like if she sounds like Aaliyah, like a modern day Aaliyah on a drill beat. And man, that joint is fire. She killed it.
Okay.
So that's probably right now. It's my favorite feature for one of my music right now.
All right. And how long have you been making music?
I've been doing consistently 7 years, but growing up, music has been like just writing, freestyling for fun. You know what I mean? Never took it seriously, so I only count the years that I did seriously. 7 years.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
So, your first track, how did that all come to be? What was it? Was it like that going through that process?
Damn, that's a good one. So it started out as a kid. I was probably like, I want to say not even a teen yet, like maybe like 11 or 12 years old, like 5th grade. I had a next door neighbor who used to rap, and I used to put my ear against the wall, and I could hear him rapping with other artists, because they had a studio set up in their bedroom and stuff, so I could hear him. And one day I just happened to ask my neighbor, I'm like, yo, I want to be a rapper too. You know what I mean? Because I would hear them spit. So he would show me how to write. And then when it came down to my first song, he helped me write down my first lyrics, how to structure myself, learning about bars and measures. So when it came to that, I was in love with that. First time writing the song and having somebody to help me out, to show me the way. That moment was what really started everything. You know what I mean? It was a snowball effect from there, you know what I mean? So.
Okay. Damn, man. There's so many, like, layers. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm...
Go ahead, pick it, bro. I'm here, bro. You get a lot out of me if you ask the right questions.
All right, cool. So, like, I did notice the whole thing with, like, you got mad cars or something like that. What's up with all the cars on your IG as well?
That's my Russian family. The Russians I hang out with, they have a whole bunch of luxury cars, from G-Wagons to all different type of rare cars, rare Mercedes and Ferraris and stuff like that. They have their own channel called Speed TV, where they show off the cars speeding and stuff like that, and racing and all different types of commercials that they do. And you know what I mean, how I met them, you know what I mean, they're a fan of my music. And one day they were like, yo, come hang out with us. And we just kicked it off from there. So I'm blessed to even have friends like them. They're really cool, awesome people. Okay. I know they're going to see this video. They cool. You know what I mean? I love you guys. But yeah, shout out to the Russians, man.
All right, cool. Shout out to them. But going forward, so we haven't checked out any of your music yet, but like, what was one of your most favorite songs that you've probably made so far?
Ooh, damn. That's a good one, to be honest, you know what I mean? Because as an artist, you know, you love everything you create. But, To be honest, I would have to say one of my top is probably maybe Sriracha, which is the song I did. It's very creative. And Sriracha, that song, you can have a lot of people think it means one thing, but that song has multiple meanings to it. And I made it a way where you can make whatever you want the song to mean. So, Sriracha, my meaning for it is what I'm actually really talking about is how my music, how it's fire, how it takes all these different type of ingredients to make me as an artist. You know what I mean? I'm that recipe that nobody can copy, none of that. But some people who listen to the song, they told me they thought I was talking about spicing it up in a bedroom with a chick the whole time. You know what I mean? And then some people thought I was actually talking about hot sauce. And so many people told me different stories. So I made it where it's actually where you want to make it. You know what I mean? And I think that's like one of my most creative songs yet. Because it's like so many multiple meanings and people make it whatever they want to make it.
So go check out Sriracha.
Sriracha.
All right. So even when making your first song, you thought that was like just the best thing in the world?
Oh yeah, for sure. Even though it didn't even sound the best.
For real? Wow.
I mean, it's that moment when you first time hear your vocals on a beat and you think it's the most greatest thing ever, and you're like, yo, you're so in love with it because it's something that's your own, something that you have, you know, your cadence, your flow, your style. You know what I mean? It's your own thing that you put together. You know what I mean? And it sounds great, phenomenal. But then time goes by, you listen to that shit, you be like, damn, yo, that shit was garbage. You know what I mean?
Some people like have this thing where like they get like where they hear their own voice and they're like, man, I don't like that shit. And it's like you never know. That's like
yeah. I met people like that before too.
But that's pretty cool. So, but with all of that, like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Like, I literally forgot what I was gonna say. But pause. And we're back. All right, so ready?
Yeah, let's do these questions, bro. Let's do it.
Are you sure?
I'm ready.
All right. Android or Apple?
Apple.
All right. Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Okay. Soccer or volleyball?
Volleyball.
Okay. All right. Honda or Ford?
Honda. Fuck Ford.
Okay. If you had a chance to drive down 100 miles down a road with no brakes, how are you stopping?
Is the car automatic or stick?
It's automatic.
Shit. I mean, I'm gonna just let that shit cruise until it goes down to 0, to be honest.
You're about to hit a wall.
Then I'm jumping. Damn, I can't even jump out that bitch. That shit. Fuck it, I'll take the impact. I don't know how the hell am I gonna stop that shit at that point if I can't hit the brakes.
That question was not even needed. All right, so now let's talk about this. What was growing up like?
Growing up in the city, I seen a bunch of like people fighting, drive-bys, people getting chased by the cops. But besides all the bad, there was a lot of good as well, you know what I mean? Growing up as a kid with a whole bunch of neighbors and a whole bunch of kids like my age, you know what I mean? You let your creativeness comes out, playing all these games as a kid, having fun, you know what I mean? I mean, it was the best of both worlds, good and bad, but the streets made me street smart. So even though I grew up in the city and everything was bad and shit, you know what I mean? I'm glad everything happened because, you know what I mean, it made me who I am at the end of the day.
Okay. So, what are some lessons as an artist that you could tell an artist that's just starting out?
If you're gonna be taking music seriously, I say eliminate all your distractions. That's really the main key. I see a lot of artists fail because they let some girl distract them, or they let certain situations take them away from the music, or they let their friends want to go out and party all the time and shit like that. You gotta learn how to take all the BS out so you can literally have all that focus on to whatever you want to do. I mean, not only just music, but in life. Because if not, you're never going to be able to give your 100% all the time on some real.
All right. So the big question: are you an artist or a rapper?
I'm an artist.
And what defines you as an artist?
Well, I'm very experimental. You know what I mean? That's the main key I see as an artist, as a rapper. You know what I mean? You stay in a narrow path. You don't ever try to like go out of your own lane besides what other rappers is doing. As an artist, you know what I mean? I'm very creative. I do a little bit of singing in the background of my track. You'll hear me harmonize and shit like that. I'll make all different type of noise and sound effects with my voice in the background, and I make it part of the beat. You know, I sit down in the studio with the producers and I tell them how I want certain things to sound, even though I can't necessarily make the sounds, but the producer will understand what I'm trying to create and he'll make the beat exactly how I want it. You know what I mean? So I'm very creative all around when it comes to this.
What separates you from other artists?
My style. Everything I do is, I don't follow any artist. You know what I mean? Big artists, they set an example, you learn from it, and then you create into your own. A lot of artists, they see what these bigger artists are doing, and then they try to follow their path. I try to make my own path and do my own thing. You know what I mean? When you see me, you're not going to be like, yo, he sounds like this artist or that artist. Nah, I'm Nandis Wrld. You know what I mean? I'm nobody else. I'm Nandis Wrld. My style comes from me. So.
Okay. And let's get in the studio, man. So what's the process of you finding a beat or making a beat or whatever you do to actually making it? What's that like?
So, right now I have 2 producers, one in Russia and one in Ukraine. And right now what I do is, it shit sounds crazy, but
yeah,
a lot of the people I work with are outside of the country of the U.S. So my producer in Russia, I have to send the money to crypto because everything's blocked off right now with the whole war and everything going off. So I have to send money to crypto. But I tell him what type of vibes I'm looking for. Usually I just keep buying as many beats as I can as possible because I rack up these beats and my music is based off of emotion. So there's sometimes where I'm pissed off and in the vault of all these beats, I have beats that make me feel like the beats are aggressive. You know what I mean? So what I do is I'll take that beat that's aggressive and channel that energy, whatever I'm feeling in that moment, and throw it onto the beat. So if I'm pissed off, we're going to make sure that beat feels mean, angry, and you're going to get that vibe at that moment. Because I feel like music is, to me, is whatever emotion you're bringing out and giving it to the people, that's what they're going to feel. You know what I mean? On the real. So that's how, you know what I mean, I do with my music. I write down. I'm also an engineer as well. I have the studio, Vault 531, in the city with me and the other engineer. RDM was good, boy. And, you know what I mean? I just love sitting down once I record, editing the track. And I feel like a mad scientist behind the computer, to be honest, on the real. Dissecting shit.
Okay. So how long does it take you to actually finish a whole song?
So when it comes to the writing process, it all depends. It can be anywhere from like, I've written songs within like 2 to 3 hours, or depending on how complex the song, it can take up to a week or 2 weeks because it's very complex. It's not like your ordinary track. But wait, what was the question again? I dazed out.
That's basically it. Like,
oh shit, my bad.
you talking about the what's your process?
Oh, the process, yeah. And then when it comes to like I'll record the track. Usually when I record the track, it only take me like for one track, an hour or two. Sometimes it might be 3 to 4 because, like I said, I'll be like harmonizing, adding melodies. I'll do layers and shit. You know what I mean? Besides just rapping. And then when it comes to mix and mastering the track, maybe a few hours. It could take up to like 1 day max, if that. But it's all a process just for a 3-minute track.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? People think it's just 3 minutes. We did it in 3 minutes. Nah, son, that shit took hours and weeks and months, depending on whatever type of track it is. It's not easy.
So you engineer like all your own music, you mix, master, and all that.
Between me and the other engineer RDM, pretty much it's just us two that mix and master the tracks. My tracks. You know what I mean?
Okay. And where's your studio?
It's located in Reading on Canal Street.
Okay.
So,
Well, shout out to
Vault 531 Studios.
All right. Cool. So, what kind of music? I mean, we kind of talked about that, but like, do you have any like super diverse music as well? For like who's your music for?
So, my music is different styles. What I wanted to do is I never wanted to have one specific type of sound in particular because I wanted to capture different audiences. So a lot of my music, I have party music. So for people that really want to party hard and shit like that, I have music that's sad, music that's very feel good vibes. And I wanted to do this because if you pay attention, there's going to be people that's going to be watching every move that you do. And then they're going to recommend you to people. But the thing is, when you perform at certain venues, you know what I mean, you don't want to have a club track at an art gallery. It's not going to match the vibe. It's going to throw everybody off. So I made music for all different type of occasions. So no matter where I go, I wouldn't have no issue performing anywhere. And people will love what I do because I don't want to be out of their element. I'm going to step into their world and I'm going to make sure they're going to love exactly what I do. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
It's all different types that I do. I don't like to stick to one lane. I get very bored easily, real quick. After one track, I'm like, I don't want to do this shit again. You know what I mean? I want to move on, constantly make something new, create something better than what I did last time.
I understand that completely. All right. So, you game?
Oh yeah, PlayStation all day. Fuck Xbox.
All right, we agree finally.
I would say if anybody said Xbox down here, you better kick them right out.
All right, cool. No, but they're basically the same console at this point.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
But what do you play?
It's been a minute since I touched any games, to be honest. But the last game I touched was Fortnite, Call of Duty. You know what I mean? And I was playing Demon Slayer too. That shit was fire. I'm an anime head, you know what I mean? I love anime.
Okay.
That's my world. I won't watch no TV bullshit, but I watch anime all day.
All right, so now can we talk about some anime?
Oh, what's up? What we talking about?
What's something that you think everybody needs to watch?
I mean, Demon Slayer, that's just fire.
Yeah.
That's like if somebody asked me like if they never watch anime at all before, I want to recommend Demon Slayer because it gets right to the point, to the action, good storyline, and it's gonna get people hooked. Who never watch anime is perfect because you know how anime could be long as hell and shit. And if you're not an anime head, they ain't gonna want to sit down. You gotta get something to give to the people, and I feel like Demon Slayer is the one for sure.
You don't give them. I mean. One Piece or Naruto?
One Piece.
I respect your decision. Okay.
I'm on episode right now, One Piece 605. I still got like 700 more episodes to go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember the episode number, but I remember where I was at.
Where you was at?
I don't know. I feel like I would spoil something if I did.
I'm at the, I think it's called Berserk. No, Vegapunk's island. The island's half volcanic, half snow. Did you get that part yet or no?
Wait. Man, now I gotta go back and watch some shit.
Oh shit.
No, but it was after the whole Ace thing. It was after the
So after the war.
Yeah, it was after the whole separation.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're around that area, then you're around where I'm at. You're like in the 500 episode area. That's where I'm at. I just touched 605, so you're like 550, somewhere around there.
Possibly. Everybody's strong now. Everybody's doing their
Yeah,
shit.
yep.
Foxy. No, his name's not Foxy.
Zorro.
No, fuck. What's his name? The dude with the fucking arms and the fucking star on his arms, and he puts his arms together.
Frankie.
Yeah, bro. And they switched up his hair after he got stronger,
Yeah, with
man.
the nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my guy, Frankie.
Back to the real shit. This has now been the deleted scenes. No one needs that. No. But what's your future plans, man? Where do you feel you're gonna be in like the next couple of like years?
I mean,
music and all that.
I know for sure I'm definitely gonna make it. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. I no doubt about it. But what I plan to do next year, I plan to release an album. You know what I mean? I was supposed to release an album this year, but after doing the whole project itself, I wasn't satisfied with it. So if I'm not satisfied with it, I'm not gonna put it out. You know what I mean?
Okay, now we're back to the first question. Some of the first questions I just asked you. How you feel about your music after you make it? I knew there were like so like all right. So what do you do with your throwaways?
I either with the throwaways I put them to the side, and then what I'll do is I have my producer send me new beats, and I'll work on new beats. Then when I work on all these new beats, I'll go back to the old tracks and I'll recreate them. Either I will make something totally new, or I'll put it away, and then when I have artists that are around me that want to do features, I'll be like, look, check out these beats. If you like any of these beats, let me know. And then they might come up with an idea that I was better than the original idea I came out with, and then we create something new. So the lyrics may be thrown away, but the beat never. It will be reused eventually somewhere. So
you don't get tired of beats?
Of what, like the same beat?
Yeah, like hearing the same beat over and over again. Like, man, I've been on this shit for way too long.
Well, you say, I mean, like, you never know. Once you have, how do you say? When I bring the right artist into that room and they hear that beat and they make something totally different, you get that spark again, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So it adds like fuel now. Now you're like really feeling it because they brought you into their world. I stepped into their world now on a beat that was made for me, and now it changes everything around. So when it comes to stuff like that, I wouldn't get tired of the beat. But if the beat's like kind of garbage and shit, then yeah, I'm gonna get tired of it.
Okay. All right. So you are human. I got you. So what are some things that you want people to look out for other than this album that you're gonna be working on?
I mean, I'm about to drop. Each show I do, I have a guy who does music video recaps, live performances. I have a music video that's gonna drop on my birthday, November 13th. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Cause besides that, every month I just drop a new track, one song a month. You know what I mean?
Was it video?
No. Just a song. The music video's dropping though on November 13th though.
Where do you drop your music?
When I'm what?
Where do you drop your music?
Oh, it's on all music platforms. Apple, Spotify. You know what I mean? I don't do no... I'll put this track on YouTube, but, you know what I mean? It'll be everywhere because I own the beats. Okay. I'm not no SoundCloud rapper, none of that.
Okay. What's your problem with SoundCloud?
The thing is, the problem that artists need to learn is that when you rap on all these YouTube beats, right? And then you throw it on SoundCloud and YouTube, you're pretty much wasting your time with your tracks, because if you ever have an opportunity where somebody wants to put your music in their movie, or if the track goes viral or something, you're not gonna make no money whatsoever. And all those years of you doing those YouTube, SoundCloud beats, you ain't making no money. You have no catalog pretty much. So when people go to look you up on Spotify and shit like that, you ain't got shit. So I make sure I buy all my beats, so everything's all there. So like my song is already in a movie and stuff like that, and it just won an award like a few days ago for best soundtrack. And if I didn't own that beat or anything, my song would never be in that movie. So that's how I feel on that.
SoundCloud? How are you wasting your time? You don't feel like you're cutting yourself out of a whole listening audience?
See, if it was back in the day, then I feel like I would be cutting myself away from the audience. But nowadays, everybody's onto Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Nobody don't really listen to SoundCloud like that.
But like,
who do you know? Go be like, yo, let's go on SoundCloud right now and throw that shit on. Like,
me.
when's the last time you heard anybody like, yo, let's go on SoundCloud? You?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For real?
For real.
Get out of here.
That's how I find a lot of my artists.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
But with that, I don't know. I feel like the platform has changed a lot, and it's becoming more and more. I'm not trying to sponsor fucking SoundCloud right now. What the fuck is going on? All right, yeah. I mean, if you're not on it, man, then you're not on it. But I feel like you're missing out on a whole extra thing. They got playlists and a whole bunch of other shit, just like everything else.
I mean, I feel like you're right. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that I'm missing a few fans, but every time I post music and stuff, my personal music onto Spotify on the tracks I own. I mean, not Spotify, SoundCloud. I don't really see much movement on SoundCloud. I have a whole bunch of movement everywhere else besides SoundCloud. So I've been kind of like getting away from it. You know what I mean?
What else are you doing, man? Like, you playing around with TikTok at all?
Oh yeah, I've been using TikTok, IG Reels. I get paid from the IG Reels. I get bonuses up to $1,200 a month, depending on how many views I get and stuff like that. So IG Reels is definitely the way to go. TikTok is kind of like falling out since they took out the discovery page, right. Which it make no damn sense. That's what made TikTok, seeing the trends and shit. But now it's like
they had to close that little funnel.
Yeah,
there was a nice funnel of people that were able to blow up, and then they said, "Hey, you want to see your friends?"
Yep, and
Psych.
That's it. Bro, this is crazy now. You know what I mean? It sucks because that was giving literally a whole bunch of people opportunities to make something on themselves. Now they gotta try to figure out something else now.
Yeah, I mean, I was liking it when I was on TikTok, and like my TikTok following was completely different than my Instagram following. I feel like eventually it's gonna, oh yeah, you just posted a TikTok and it's the same thing as a fucking everything else. I don't know. It's definitely not the same platform.
Yeah, for sure.
But YouTube Shorts, you sleeping on them? You on them?
To be honest, I'm never really on it too much, the YouTube Shorts, because it kind of like messes up with when people want to look at my music videos and shit. Because YouTube Shorts is kind of like TikTok. Like, you're making fun short videos. So if you go onto my homepage, if you see a whole bunch of shorts, but you don't really see my music, you know what I mean? It's kind of take away from my music. So that's what I'm kind of having an issue with that right now.
Wow. Okay. So you can't like separate it by playlist or anything, or
it uploads everything together. That's the thing that sucks about it.
But with the shorts, you're not pulling in more people, or do you think you would have to post more on your YouTube just to counter all of your shorts?
Like, I'm pretty sure I would be able to pull more people, but then at the same time, then if the shorts is more like for like fun shit, I could do shit with music with it. But if I keep making so many shorts, then people are going to have a hard time then when they click on my profile actually seeing that I actually have music videos and shit. If you get what I'm saying. It's you're going to see a bunch of shorts.
Yeah.
And by the time they get to the music video, if they get all the way down, they're just going to see a whole bunch of shorts and that's it. They're going to think I'm more of a entertainer instead of a music artist. That's the kind of issue I'm going through right now with that.
Do you do any skits or anything like that?
Only with the songs itself. I'll do like a 10-15 second clip of like me doing something with the song itself, but that's it. But I'll post it on IG Reels and TikTok, but not YouTube Shorts.
Okay. So where do you think social media is gonna be in the next couple of years if it keeps going how it is?
Bro, to be honest, I have no clue. On the real, I mean, what's next up is the virtual reality shit that what's that called? Oculus or
the Oculus
Metaverse.
Yeah,
that's the next wave. You know what I mean? I feel like they're gonna have artists. They already did it with like Justin Bieber and shit, where they're in a green room and they're performing in the virtual world. So I feel like that could be the next big thing, because why not just be in your living room and then see your favorite artist performing shit. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Would you go? Would you go to one of those shows, or I mean, you go to your living room to watch your favorite artist? Is that the same thing as going to a show and feeling the energy of all the crazy motherfuckers that are gonna be saying the same lyrics as you and going?
I mean,
and everybody got colorful like
you say, yeah,
bracelets and shit on.
You do have a point for our generations, but for the younger generations that are not growing into that and growing more into the virtual reality world, that's gonna be their world. It's gonna be different for them. As time changes, that's gonna be their world, and they're not even gonna go to concerts. It's gonna be more virtual concerts and stuff. That's how things gonna happen. It changes. Everything changes over time.
Well, yeah, you're right, but how long do you think it's gonna be until we're fully in a different world altogether? You're gonna need never mind.
I say like 20, 30 years.
20 or 30 years.
Yeah, for it to be fully like, whereas like the younger generation, once that young generation become adults, and it's gonna be like full effect from there. You know what I mean?
Do you know how many freaking creators COVID just birthed just by what they just did with the fucking whatever? Like, there's gonna, I don't know. I feel like we're probably 5 years away from all that.
I mean, it depends. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows with this whole damn coronavirus, fucking monkeypox, all this shit. Who knows? You know what I mean? It could be possible, like in Russia, China, they didn't have people come out for like 2-3 months and shit like that. They had to stay indoors the whole time. So, who knows what's really gonna happen? We don't know.
Are you afraid of being canceled?
Canceled?
Yeah.
What, the cancel culture?
Yeah. Like, if you ever get like to that huge level where motherfuckers gotta do some crazy, extensive like dissecting, and they go, he made a tweet back in 2011 saying.
I mean, on the real, I mean, if people my true fans, they're gonna keep rocking out with me regardless. You know what I mean? Everybody's human. How many people make mistakes all the time? Everybody has made mistakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
The thing is, have you moved forward from that? Did you learn from your lesson? If you didn't, then, you know what I mean, I can see why people could hate and go against you. But if you're a totally different person from 10 years ago, you know what I mean, that shouldn't even matter. That was 10 years ago. Shit's changed over time. You know what I mean? We all learn our lessons. We all keep moving forward. You know what I mean? So, if they come, fuck them.
So, would you say you're a person that would have haters?
With my what?
Would you say you are a person that has haters?
I guess yes and no. I have times where I have performed at shows, and I don't know if it's kind of like a hating point or not, but I've been in competitions with tons of artists, and like a whole bunch of them, they're all standing around, and we're watching each artist perform. And then when it came to me performing, my music sounded like it was mastered correctly. It didn't sound messed up on the speakers. I brought a crowd of like 40, 50 people. And when I started performing my music, I had artists that started like moving out from the crowd and sitting, going away, like not even paying attention to my music when I sat and listened to everybody's and shit. I mean, I had people try to, let me see. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I really do or not, you know what I mean? Because I don't really hate on nobody. I don't look at nobody's competition or anything. I just do my own thing. I see everybody. Everybody has their own path, their own journey. You know what I mean? Some people move ahead faster than the others, even though they've been here longer or whatever like that, or a short amount of time. You know what I mean? When people do that, I just congratulate them and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own path and journey. So I don't hate on nobody. You know what I mean? If they hate on me, then oh well, I don't care. Either way, whatever opinion you have, it doesn't bother me. Because if I cared about people's opinions, I wouldn't have even gotten as far as I have. You know what I mean? So
now let's get into that. What was like the reception of like your music when you first came out versus now?
So what you're saying as in what? Like people's reactions and stuff like that?
Yeah. Like anybody that was actually telling you, oh yeah, your music is, or they laughed at you or whatever.
Well, lucky enough, you know what I mean, when I had first started out, when I first had freestyle a whole bunch of kids, because there was a circle about a whole bunch of kids freestyling, and I jumped into that cipher. And when I freestyle, a lot of people were like, "Yo, I didn't know you could rap," and I was like, "Damn, I didn't know I could rap either." Like I didn't know I could do this. I just freestyle with y'all. You know what I mean? But what was I gonna say? What was the question again? I lost train of thought. People talking about music. My bad. So since I started the music journey as a kid, a lot of people always like love the way I rap, love how I did certain things. Even though what's crazy, I didn't see what people saw when I was younger, which is the crazy part. And people always like, "Yo, bro, you're gonna make it one day," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Like, alright, like not taking it seriously. Like, it's just for fun. I do it for fun or whatever. And as the years gone by, as I gotten older, now I see me in 7 years. Now I see what people see. You know what I mean? But it took me so long to get to this point to see why people appreciated what I did when I was young, and which I've been blessed, because if somebody told me I was ass when I was younger, like as a little kid, trash, your shit's trash, whatever, then I probably would have stopped. But the encouragement of having all these people, friends, family, encourage me since the beginning is what really made me continue my journey. You know what I mean? It could have stopped a long time ago.
So, what keeps you motivated today?
To be honest, I don't need motivation. This is more of a passion. You know what I mean? I don't be like, damn, I need motivation to write something or anything. It's just, it has come into a point where it's my superpower. You know what I mean? Literally, I listen to a beat, I write it instantly, whatever. You know what I mean? I enjoy every second, everything I do that's related to music. So, needing motivation wise or anything, I don't need the motivation, because the passion is there, the love, and I can't see my life without it. Without it, there's no existence to me. You know what I mean?
And this was Nandis Wrld.
Nandis Wrld.
And that's it, bro. And we're back again. All right, so basically just closed, but I wanted to ask you a few more questions.
Let's do it.
How old are you?
26.
All right. Damn. So, in your 26 years of living, what have you learned? And what would you tell your past self from age 21?
I would definitely tell my younger self to stop blowing money on cars, partying, women, all this crazy shit, you know what I mean? And use that money to actually invest in yourself. I spent too much money fucking around doing dumb shit when it could have been doing a whole bunch of other shit, you know what I mean, that could have elevated me.
So, what are your goals now?
Man, that's a good one. But I mean, for right now, the goal is to make it. I mean, I feel like I'm close to my step. I'm close to there. I just don't know when it's going to happen exactly, you know what I mean? I have in this moment right now, I have a lot of fans, a lot of supporters. When I go to shows, I'm showing up with at least like 20 people. But then the next time I go to another show, it's another 20 different people. And then it's another 20 different people, you know what I mean? So, I mean, the goal is to make it. That's the goal.
Do you think you can make it in PA? Or around here?
It's tough to say, because I feel like the way everything is set up now, I feel like you can make it anywhere. Just for the simple fact the way social media is set up. We have a tool that people just make a video in their bedroom and it goes viral. Millions and millions of views for doing something stupid. So I feel like you can make it anywhere. It doesn't necessarily matter anymore. You know what I mean?
Alright. And the term viral, how many times have you gone viral?
I had trended with the whole sriracha shortage. And I mean, when I started doing that challenge, that article came out.
What do you mean? Sriracha shortage?
So Sriracha had put an article out saying that they had ran out of specific pepper that's made for the sriracha. I got blamed for having the rest of the sriracha bottles sell out on the shelves because people wanted to do my dance, the sriracha challenge. So that's where I get the blame from. Not from the shortage itself, but from people buying the hot sauce from the shelves.
Wow. Wow.
So,
What do you put sriracha on?
eggs, French fries, burgers, soup. I love it with soup, pho. Pretty much everything. You know what I mean?
Everything?
Almost everything.
I don't know, man. I don't even. I can't list a bunch of things I would actually use sriracha on.
No, you should try it, bro. Just try no new shit.
There was one person that did it with the ramen noodles. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, that's like a common thing in the Asian culture. They always throw like a hot sauce or sriracha in their shit. That's more Asian, you know what I mean?
Okay. And that's it. That's it. That's all I wanted to ask.
Bet.
How many music videos you got?
Damn. I want to say in total music videos, I think I'm at like 15, I think, 20, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know the exact number. I wish I had a whole lot more, but videos are expensive, and everything coming out of your own personal pocket, having no investors and stuff, buying beats, you know what I mean? There was time before I got into the engineering, I was paying for mixing and mastering. So this shit costs a lot of money, your image, your look. You know what I mean? You gotta look like an artist and stuff like that. So we should definitely had a whole lot more videos, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? Little by little.
Are you independent or signed?
Independent. You know what I mean? I plan to stay independent too. I don't wanna be with a major label telling me what I can and cannot do with my own music that I create, how I gotta sound. You know what I mean? I'm very experimental, so I always wanna break different boundaries and try new stuff. But being with a label, I feel like they're controlling you. Pretty much, a label's pretty much just a bank, to be honest, on the real. You know what I mean? What they are is, we're in a day and age where artists can be fully independent, go on tours without a label. Labels, what they have is just connections and shit like that. But it's just connections with other artists. They can't guarantee you playlists, none of that. You can always just hire. If you want to go on tour, all you got to do is just hire yourself a booking agent. And the thing is, what a lot of artists don't understand, when you sign to a label, they give you like $50,000. They're like, yo, invest that, do whatever you got to do. But that $50,000 got to come back to them. Plus, they own the music that you made. Plus, you don't collect 100% of your music. You probably only collect like 10 or 15% of your music if you're lucky enough to get that much. You know what I mean? And a lot of artists, they go up in debt and shit like that. And I don't want none of that shit. Fuck that. That's not for me.
All right. So you got your own dance. People can follow you on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Find me on Google too.
And he said SoundCloud. SoundCloud.
Yeah, I do have music on SoundCloud.
But so what are some of the next shows that you're gonna be popping up at? And yeah.
So confirmed shows right now is I have 2 shows Saturday, which is gonna be at the Iron Park in Reading. That one's for a basketball tournament for the younger kids 17 and down. Then I have a pool party the same day, which is going to be around 4 to 10 o'clock. That one's going to be crazy lit. Food, drinks, girls in bikini contest, all that, all the works. Then the following week, August 27th, I'm going to have a show at Reverb. A huge boxing event that's going to be over there, about 400 to 500 people. I'll be performing inside the ring. That one's going to be a crazy event. Then after that, I am booked for then the following month, October 17th, where I'll be performing for another boxing event. And then September 24th, I'll be performing in City Park. And then Oh my bad, one more. October 23rd. Then I'll be performing for a fashion show. So these are all confirmed, but I still have more shows and stuff being added as we speak. That I'll be outside the state and shit.
You got a team? You do this all yourself?
I mainly do everything myself. Not mainly, but besides me and my engineer that I work with, it's pretty much just me and him. But he just helps me engineer my music. He gives me second opinions, advice. When it comes to like if having a test run, if my mother likes my song that I created, because my mom's very real. She'll tell me if that shit is straight trash or not. She's my second pair of ears to a regular audience that's not an actual artist or anything. She'll be like, yo, this shit is fire. I'll be like, yo, bro, that shit's trash or some shit.
Okay.
You know, give me like, all right, maybe I need to change something up or whatever. But, I mean, besides me and RDM, it's just pretty much that's it. You know what I mean? I do my own marketing. I do my own, handle my own business stuff. I pretty much do everything myself. You know what I mean? No managers, no nothing.
That was Nandis Wrld. Alright. We're done for real this time.
And we off.